From the air, Egypt looks like a line of green drawn through endless sand. A river defines it, not by force, but by rhythm. The Nile carved a path of life through a landscape otherwise ruled by silence. Between two vast deserts stretches a valley only a few kilometers wide. To the east, ridges lead toward the Red Sea. To the west, plateaus fade into the Libyan expanse. In this narrow corridor, everything that is Egypt, past and present, takes shape. The river flows from the southern border near Aswan to the Mediterranean in a slow, predictable arc. Along its course lie every city, every field, every remnant of history. 95% of the country's population lives within sight of this water. The Nile's rhythm once governed time itself. Its annual flood deposited fertile soil, marking seasons of planting and harvest. This cycle made planning possible. The first calendars, the first records, the first organized state. The desert was not a void, but a boundary. It defined the river's importance, protected its settlements, and offered stone, copper, and trade routes toward distant lands. Egypt's stability was born from this balance between isolation and connection. Even today, the geography remains unchanged. The river still decides where people live, where roads run, and where the land turns green. Modern cities, Aswan, Luxor, Cairo, Alexandria, still follow its curve, each shaped by distance and direction from the source. Here begins the journey. From the southern threshold at Aswan, the Nile enters Egypt, carrying with it the memory of every civilization that rose along its banks. Beyond the granite hills, the story of water and stone unfolds. At Egypt's southern edge, the landscape tightens. Granite hills rise close to the river, and the Nile narrows into deep, steady channels. This is Aswan, both a beginning and a border. For centuries, Aswan marked the natural gateway between Egypt and Nubia. Boats once gathered here before venturing upstream, their cargo carried across the first cataract, where rock and current divided worlds. It was a frontier of trade, stone, and diplomacy. A place where Egypt met Africa. The city grew beside ancient quarries that supplied granite for obelisks, statues, and temples across the kingdom. Much of Egypt's monumental past began here. Cut from these hills and floated downstream. The same material that shaped Giza and Luxor was born in Aswan stone. In the modern era, Aswan became known for another act of creation, the High Dam. Completed in the 1960s, it transformed the river into a reservoir, stretching far into the south. Lake Nasser, one of the largest artificial lakes in the world, changed Egypt's geography once again. The dam brought electricity and control over floods, yet it also submerged villages and temples. Entire communities were relocated, and monuments like Abu Simbel were moved block by block to higher ground, a global effort to preserve the past. Despite these changes, Aswan retains a calm rhythm. Feluccas still cross the river. The granite islands remain scattered along the flow. And the contrast between desert, water, and cultivated land still defines the view. Aswan is more than a southern city. It is a threshold. It marks the meeting of natural forces, of histories layered through stone and water. Beyond it, the Nile turns north toward Luxor, carrying with it the origins of empire. South of Aswan, the desert opens toward the Sudanese border. Here stands Abu Simbel, a monument not to a single ruler, but to endurance itself. It is both ancient creation and modern rescue, bound by stone and time. The temples were built under Ramses II in the 13th century before the Common Era, Carved directly into the cliffs above the Nile, they marked Egypt's southern reach and proclaimed its power to those who entered from Nubia. One temple honored the king, the other his queen, Nefertari, symbols of divine authority and earthly rule. For centuries, the site lay buried in sand. Then, in the 19th century, explorers uncovered the facades and restored Abu's Simbel to the world's imagination. It became a defining image of Egypt's ancient reach into the desert frontier. When the Aswan High Dam was built, rising water from Lake Nasser threatened to erase the site. In an unprecedented effort, international teams cut the temples into blocks, moved them to higher ground, and reassembled them piece by piece. This preservation became one of modern archaeology's greatest achievements. Today, Abu's Simbel overlooks the lake, created by the dam that once endangered it. The contrast between the ancient and the engineered defines the landscape, two expressions of human control over nature. Visitors come by road, air, and river. They see not only the legacy of a pharaoh, but the proof that memory itself can be rebuilt. Each block carries both its original history and the story of its survival. Abu's Simbel remains Egypt's southern sentinel, a monument to persistence and adaptation. North of Aswan, the Nile widens and bends. Two ancient towns rise along its banks, Kom-Ombo and Edfu, places where belief followed the current as faithfully as trade and travel. They stand as quiet witnesses to how religion once organized the river's world. Kom-Ombo lies on a curve of the Nile, where travelers once paused between cataracts and farmlands. Its temple was shared by two gods, Sobek, linked to the crocodile and the river's danger, and Horus, guardian of kingship and protection. The dual design symbolized balance, the eternal negotiation between chaos and order. Farther north stands Edfu, one of the best preserved sanctuaries in Egypt. Dedicated to Horus, it reflects the clarity of Ptolemaic architecture, built when Greek rulers adopted Egyptian forms to legitimize their reign. Carvings and inscriptions record not stories of conquest, but rituals, how to measure, build, and maintain the sacred order of the land. Both temples rose along vital trade routes, Boats stopped here to rest, exchange goods, and give offerings for safe passage. In this way, faith and economy moved together, each reinforcing the other. Kamambo and Edfu reveal how the Nile served as more than transport. It was a structure of meaning. Every temple, shrine, and village stood in relation to its flow. Religion became geography, and geography became permanence. Today, both towns remain small, surrounded by fields and quiet water. Their stones show less the grandeur of empire and more the continuity of practice. The rhythm of offerings, construction, and preservation. As the river carries us onward, the green valley narrows again. Ahead lies Luxor, the city once called Thebes, where Egypt's civilization reached its greatest expression of faith and power. The Nile bends gently through a wide plain. Here stands Luxor, ancient Thebes, once the political and spiritual center of Egypt's new kingdom. Its monuments still trace the outline of a city built to mirror the divine order of the world. On the river's east bank rose the great temples of life. Karnak and Luxor formed a sacred axis, linked by an avenue of sphinxes, marking the path of royal processions that honored the gods and reaffirmed the state's harmony. Each structure was expanded by successive rulers, layer upon layer of devotion turned into stone. Across the river lies the realm of the dead, the valley of the kings, the valley of the queens, and countless tombs fill the cliffs with silence. Here, rulers prepared their journey beyond death, sealing walls with texts meant to guide them through the underworld. Luxor's landscape united opposites, life and death, sunrise and sunset, river and desert. The layout reflected an understanding of balance that defined Egyptian belief for centuries. The city itself became a map of cosmic order expressed through geography. During the reign of Ramses II, Amenhotep III, and Hatshepsut, Thebes reached a scale unmatched in the ancient world. Its wealth came from trade and conquest, its influence from the authority of ritual. Priests, scribes, and artisans filled entire districts devoted to temple service and record-keeping. Today, Luxor remains an open-air archive. Its columns and pylons rise among modern streets, where daily life continues beside remnants of dynasties long gone. Tour boats anchor along the same river that once carried offerings to the gods. Luxor marks the height of ancient Egypt's order. A balance of faith, administration, and art. Beyond its plains, the river turns north toward Abydos, another city of worship where Egypt remembered its beginnings. North of Luxor, the valley narrows again. In the distance lies Abydos, a city that once stood at the intersection of faith, kingship, and memory. It is one of Egypt's oldest sacred landscapes, a place where history and myth converge. Long before the Great Pyramids, Abydos served as the burial ground of Egypt's first kings. Here, the earliest dynasties established their tombs, turning the desert edge into a royal necropolis. These graves mark the beginning of statehood, the moment when rule became ceremony. Centuries later, the site gained new meaning. It became the spiritual center of the cult of Osiris, god of resurrection. Pilgrims traveled here from across the country to honor the cycle of death and renewal that defined Egyptian religion. The Temple of Seti I, built during the New Kingdom, still preserves one of the most refined architectural layouts in Egypt. Its halls list the names of earlier pharaohs, a deliberate lineage carved into stone. Each name affirmed continuity, linking rulers through ancestry and divine favor. Abydos reflects how Egyptians understood history not as a timeline, but as a loop. Rituals reenacted creation itself, binding present and past into the same sacred order. Through ceremony, every generation re-entered the same eternal story. The surrounding desert remains quiet, the ruins half buried in wind and sand. Yet the sense of centrality endures, not through monuments alone, but through the memory of what the site represented. Abydos was both beginning and return. From here, the river carries us further north. Ahead lies Dendera, where the heavens were mapped in stone and faith reached upward toward the stars. Along the west bank of the Nile, north of Abydos, lies Dendera, a sanctuary dedicated to the goddess Hathor. Here, faith turned its gaze upward. The temple complex preserved the link between earth and sky, between rhythm and renewal. Dendera became one of the last great centers of Egyptian religion. Built during the late Pharaonic and early Greco-Roman periods, it shows how tradition endured even as power changed hands. Stone inscriptions recorded rituals that had already been practiced for thousands of years. The temple's plan reflected order more than grandeur. Its symmetry, courtyards, and chambers followed strict patterns aligned with celestial observation. Astronomy was not separate from belief. It was the language through which time and divinity were measured. The famous zodiac, once carved here, depicted constellations in motion, marking the passage of the stars that guided farmers and priests alike. For ancient Egyptians, the heavens were not distant. They were a calendar that governed both ritual and harvest. Hathor, goddess of joy and fertility, symbolized the sustaining power of light. Her cult represented harmony and the cyclical nature of existence. Ideas that continued into later eras under new rulers and faiths. Even when empires shifted, the site remained active, adapted, but not erased. Today, Dendera stands as one of Egypt's most complete temple complexes. Its walls retain traces of color, its structure largely intact, a rare continuity of architecture, preserved by isolation and sand. The surrounding village lives quietly beside it, part of the same enduring landscape. Dendera shows how Egyptian culture bridged worlds, scientific precision and spiritual order, astronomy and devotion. Beyond its gates, the river turns again toward El Minya, a region once chosen by a single ruler to redefine the entire belief system of the land. Between Upper and Lower Egypt, it forms the meeting point of climates, dialects, and histories. The valley widens here, filled with fields and limestone cliffs that hold traces of ancient cities. Nearby once stood Akhenaten, the modern site of Amarna. In the 14th century before the Common Era, Pharaoh Akhenaten built it as a new capital, devoted to the sun disk Aten. For a brief moment, Egypt's belief system shifted from a pantheon to a single visible force. The experiment was bold and short-lived. After the ruler's death, the city was abandoned, its temples dismantled, its ideology erased. Yet the traces remain. Fragments of streets, reliefs, and boundary stelae that record a different vision of faith. El Minya's landscape preserves this tension between permanence and change. The river continues as it always has, while ruins nearby mark one of the few moments when Egypt attempted to redefine its cosmic order. The balance soon returned, but the idea of reform never fully disappeared. Today, El Minya is a regional center of agriculture and education. Crops line the riverbanks, and ferries cross between small towns that mirror the valley's long continuity. It feels less monumental than Luxor or Giza, yet its calm rhythm embodies the everyday Egypt that connects the past to the present. El Minya represents the middle ground, geographically and historically. It reminds us that even in a civilization built on constancy, moments of change could appear suddenly, like light shifting across the water. North of the fertile valley, where the desert meets the edge of Cairo, rises Giza, the oldest enduring emblem of Egypt's civilization. Here, the landscape itself became architecture. The plateau was chosen not for beauty, but for permanence. Around 2500 before the Common Era, Giza served as the royal necropolis of the Old Kingdom. The pyramids built for Khufu, Khafra, and Menkaure formed a precise, ordered complex. a statement of stability that still defines Egypt's image. Each structure aligned with the cardinal points, reflecting a belief in balance between Earth and cosmos. Nearby, vast tombs for officials and workers revealed the scale of organization that made such monuments possible. Stone was quarried, transported, and set with exact rhythm. A project that reflected more administration than mystery. The building of the pyramids was not only labor, but governance turned into geometry. For later generations, Giza became a map of the world's beginnings. It symbolized endurance, the ability to turn natural landscape into eternal form. Even when dynasties changed, the site remained sacred, visited, restored, and studied across ages. Today, Giza stands at the boundary between ancient and modern Egypt. The plateau overlooks Cairo's outer districts, where new roads and housing extend almost to the base of the monuments. It is both history and present, a reminder of how Egypt's timeline never truly separates its layers. The air here carries more than memory. It holds continuity, the same alignment of land, river, and horizon that has guided builders and travelers for 5,000 years. Beyond the plateau, the Nile bends again toward the living capital. Cairo, where history becomes movement once more. Where the Nile divides before reaching the delta, Cairo spreads across its banks, a city built from every era at once. Here, ancient geography meets the scale of modern life. The capital embodies Egypt's continuity in motion. Cairo's roots reach deep into history. Just south of the modern center lie the ruins of Fustat, the first Islamic capital founded in the 7th century. From that nucleus grew a metropolis layered with dynasties, each leaving its mark in stone, street, and sound. In the heart of the city stands Islamic Cairo, a maze of mosques, madrasas, and markets. The citadel, the mosques of Ibn Tulun and Sultan Hassan, and the old city walls reflect centuries of rule and reform. Faith and function still coexist here, shaping daily rhythms as they have for a millennium. To the west, the city opens into colonial boulevards and modern districts. Buildings from the 19th and 20th centuries line broad streets, planned during Egypt's modernization under Muhammad Ali and his successors. They echo a time when Cairo sought to mirror the great capitals of the world while retaining its own gravity. The Nile remains the axis of the city's structure. Bridges connect its islands, ferries cross between quarters, and the river's edge holds gardens, towers, and ports. The water that once defined the ancient state now sustains one of the largest cities in Africa. Cairo is not a monument, but a movement. Expanding, reshaping, and absorbing its past as it grows. Its skyline changes, yet the foundation remains the same. A city organized by a river that refuses to stand still. Beyond Cairo, the land opens southward to older capitals buried beneath sand, Memphis and Saqqara, where Egypt's first administrators built the blueprint of civilization. Archaeologists continue to uncover new tombs beneath the sand, many untouched since antiquity. Each discovery adds detail to Egypt's early system of hierarchy and faith, how names, titles, and offerings defined one's place in eternity. The surrounding desert is almost featureless, yet beneath it lies a record of organization more advanced than any of its time. Stone, inscription, and geometry preserved the origins of central power. Here, Egypt learned how to last. From these foundations, the Nile's story continues north. Beyond the plateau lies Alexandria, where the river meets the sea, and Egypt opens once again to the wider world. At the edge of the Mediterranean stands Alexandria, a city built between two worlds. Founded by Alexander the Great in 331 before the Common Era, it was designed to unite Egyptian depth with Greek clarity. From its beginning, Alexandria looked outward toward trade, science, and the sea. The city became the cultural heart of the Hellenistic age. Its library and museum gathered knowledge from across the known world, turning Alexandria into a crossroads of languages and learning. Here, Egyptian tradition met Greek philosophy, producing scholars, engineers, and astronomers whose work shaped centuries of thought. The Great Lighthouse, one of the ancient wonders, once guided ships into its harbor, a symbol of reason and navigation. Though it long ago disappeared, its legacy remains in the rhythm of the port that still connects Africa, Europe, and the Near East. Under Roman and later Islamic rule, the city changed, but never lost its orientation toward exchange. Traders, pilgrims, and students passed through its streets, leaving behind traces of every faith and culture that touched Egypt's coast. Modern Alexandria carries that same blend of openness and decay. Its Corniche curves along the sea. Its neighborhoods mix 19th century villas with new concrete towers. Here, history is not a monument. It's a background hum beneath daily life. The Mediterranean defines Alexandria's character. It softens the desert's reach and reminds Egypt of its other identity. Not only a river civilization, but a maritime one. This is the country's window to the world, and its mirror of how the world once saw Egypt. Beyond the harbor, the coastline turns east toward Port Said and the Suez Canal, the modern gateway that redefined Egypt's connection to global trade. At the northeastern edge of the delta lies Port Said, a city born not from antiquity, but from engineering. It stands at the mouth of the Suez Canal, where the Mediterranean and the Red Sea are joined by human design. Here, geography gave way to ambition. The canal's construction in the mid-19th century reshaped Egypt's role in the world. Under the guidance of Ferdinand de Lesseps, thousands of workers dug a passage that would shorten global trade routes by thousands of kilometers. When the Suez Canal opened in 1869, Egypt became the hinge of continents, a bridge between Asia, Africa, and Europe. Port Said grew with the canal. It was planned as a service city, a mix of docks, customs offices, and warehouses. Built in the architectural styles of its international workforce. From its start, it reflected a new kind of Egyptian modernity, global, practical, and strategic. The canal brought both opportunity and tension. It became a source of revenue and political leverage, a reason for intervention and independence alike. Control over this narrow waterway often meant influence over entire regions. Today, the Suez Corridor remains vital to world commerce. Container ships line the horizon, moving through a landscape of cranes and channels that stretch for nearly 200 kilometers. The canal's expansion in recent years echoes the same ambition that built it: to connect, to accelerate, to endure. Port Said still carries traces of its cosmopolitan past. Balconies with French ironwork, arcades built by Italian craftsmen, and Arabic signage layered over colonial facades. It feels both transitional and permanent, shaped by movement more than memory. Beyond the harbor, the Nile finally disperses into the delta, a vast plain of fields and waterways where the river completes its journey and the land begins again. North of Cairo, the Nile breaks apart. Its single current divides into a web of channels that stretch toward the Mediterranean. This is the delta, Egypt's end and beginning. Here the river slows, losing its narrow shape and spreading into open farmland. Fields, canals, and villages fill the landscape in a grid that changes with the seasons. From above, it looks less like a river system than a living pattern, dense, cultivated, and endless. The delta has always been Egypt's most fertile region. It supported the earliest settlements, supplied grain to empires, and still provides much of the nation's food. Generations have lived on the same plots, adjusting to shifts in water, soil, and modern irrigation. Cities like Mansoura, Tanta, and Damietta mark the flow's final reach. Each grew from river ports that became centers of trade and craftsmanship. Their rhythms remained tied to agriculture, fishing, and the logistics of transport. The region is not only a landscape of abundance, but also of challenge. Rising sea levels, salinization, and urban expansion test the balance between nature and use. The same water that gives life must now be managed more precisely than ever before. Still, the delta continues to embody continuity. Its network of waterways mirrors the structure of the entire country, ordered by the Nile, adapted through time. Here, Egypt's geography resolves into its essence: renewal through the flow of water and labor. Coast, the river meets the sea and disappears into it. Yet nothing in Egypt truly ends here. The current that begins in the far south at Aswan completes its cycle, feeding both the land and the story that never stops moving north.